Good morning from Little Creek Bee Ranch. We're doing a little project this morning I think some beekeepers might be interested in. Putting in some foundation, but we do it a little bit differently than traditional beekeeping. What you're looking at is a pot of wax and a tool that we'll talk about here in a minute. And then we have a tray over here that has Crisco grease. It's an old TV tray. And the Crisco grease is spread over with a napkin, so when the hot wax drips on it, it will come right up. But let me come back over here and show you what some beekeepers may not know, just particularly for the new beekeepers, just tips and ideas. A lot of times we'll put in full sheets of wax foundation when you're doing frames. That's pretty normal, traditional, but as time goes on you'll find that wax is really expensive. So you try to get some distance down the road, and we like to cut the wax short. We don't like wires, vertical or horizontal. We'll use fishing line to make an X. We'll use nails, 5-inch nails on each side. Make an X on this side, turn it over, make an X on the other side. It just holds the wax straight. You don't have to heat it in. It's cheap and easy to do, very sustainable. But the problem is that the foundation, since it's not down inside, pick up the bobby pin, since it's not down inside the channel at the bottom of the frame, see the channel at the bottom of the frame? If the foundation rests inside that channel, then it won't slip out of the top bar. Alright, it's a full frame. So if we turn it over and we see the cleat or the wedge, that's what this part is, the cleat or wedge, and we'll just nail that in, but it's not tight enough really that will hold that sheet up in there, and sometimes they fall out. Quite often they do that. While you're out in the field and they fall out and you go, oh, this is so frustrating. So we really do want to avoid that. Now, one thing some beekeepers do is they'll use a bobby pin. It's nothing fancy. It's just a bobby pin with a wavy side on one side, and they'll slip it in the hole in the side. They just slip it in. They'll slide it in on either side, and then when it comes in, that curled wavy side can pinch into the wax, and all you do is take it and just kind of press it. Now that's simple, not hard, but the problem is down the road we're going to have to chase this bobby pin out. When we tear out the frame or clean it or whatever, now we got this bobby pin that we got. Okay, that's just something little that I don't want to mess with down the road when I'm having to clean out 10 or 20 or 30 or more frames, whatever, maybe 2 or 3 years down the road. Not a big deal, just an annoyance. But what we can do, rather than the bobby pin, is apply some hot wax. And now the idea here is, if you'll take this tube, this is called, the official name of this tool, see the white dot, that's an air hole. The official name is a hot wax tube fastener. That's the official beekeeping name, is a hot wax tube fastener. And if you look at the very tip of it, the hot wax comes out because there's an air hole at the top. See how it pours out? Little T90 hole at the tip. It's a little T90 hole. Put it back in. Let the tube fill with wax. I can put my finger over the hole. I can pull it up and it doesn't run out so fast. Watch my top finger. I take it out. See that? Finger comes off. It's a siphoning process. Oh, fingers off. It's pouring. Cover the hole. It stops. Not a problem. Okay, the temperature. A little warm. This pot we got to 249. Little warm. Want it down there about 200, but we'll do it anyway. So what we do is take the hot wax tube fastener. Just take some hot wax, and we're going to put it right along the bead, right along there. And then we cut it off by putting our finger over the hole, putting it back in. See that? It's kind of fast, but it comes right out. And I have the jar of honey there to keep it from sliding. And the idea is that the hot wax will soften the wax foundation, and it will all adhere